I greet you again and welcome you to this session. I'm Chege Mureu, man on a mission. And today we're going to talk about stress. And it has become common knowledge that people talk about stress. Even little kids, utasikia watoto wakikuambia usiniletee stress. And today we'd want to know exactly what stress is, because it is something that is not very good for our lives, and yet it is a common experience. And today I want us to just have a study. Today we are going to study about stress. And we are going to start by, saying the causes of stress. And stress, if we can define it, is a situation whereby somebody feels pressurized because of many things, that somebody has so much in his mind such that now they cannot cope with the situation. The brain, and because we are talking about mental health, something that is going to make us overthink. We have so much on our brains such that we are not able to cope. That is what we call stress. And stress, in other words, is being under a lot of pressure. You are pressurized such that you don't know what to do next. And it comes because of so many things, changes in life. There are changes that come in life, and when they come, they stress us. We are worrying about something, and when we worry about that thing, it is worry that is not normal. Failure to have control of what is happening in our lives. Even not having any work to do, when you are just so idle and you are not sure about what you are going to do in life, that one also brings a lot of stress. And in life, actually we have got some common events in life that cause stress in our lives. And we can categorize some of these events that cause stress in our lives. And some of them may be personal. When you have some personal issues, like when you are sick and probably you have tried to go to the hospital, and it's like help is not forthcoming, you get stressed. Especially when you are ill for a long period of time, and you think that help is not forthcoming, that one can bring stress. For ladies, even being pregnant itself can bring stress. Probably somebody was not even ready for the pregnancy, and there it is. Or probably you are prepared, but some things have happened in your life such that now you are all alone. There are some people who have gotten pregnant in a marriage, and then it has broken earlier than they thought. And when they come out of it, they are pregnant, they don't know what to do next. Bereavement, somebody has died, and then when somebody has died, it is not usual, especially depending on the relationship between you and this person. A very close person has died, probably a family member, your wife, a colleague in a place of work. That one can also bring stress. And then you can be having an event, organizing a complicated event. Probably you have been assigned to organize a wedding for a friend or for a close relative. You don't know where to begin, you don't know where to end. That can be a source of stress. Another source of stress is friends and family. You can be stressed by family members, you can be stressed by friends. One area of being stressed by friends and families is when you want to get married. And then Probably the kind of support you are expecting from family members is not forthcoming. They are looking at you, they are not doing anything, and then you get stressed. Now, even after getting married, sometimes the strings may not hold properly. You are breaking the marriage, you are getting divorced. It is not anything that we can take for granted. Somebody can get stressed because of a marriage that is breaking up. Difficult relationships, even in a family, you can have poor family relationships. Probably your wife, your husband, you are not rhyming. The brothers, the sisters, and that kind of thing. It can be a source of stress. Or probably caring for somebody who is invalid. Probably somebody is there, an old relative, an old father, an old mother, and then you are there. You know, if you are taking care of them, it may prevent you from, going about your day-to-day activities. That can be a source of stress. Now, another area, something else that can bring stress is employment and study. If you are employed, probably you have heard people saying, I'm not, rhyming well with my boss. I'm not moving on well with my workmates and that kind of thing. Even studies, especially when you are given deadlines. You have a deadline to meet, you cannot make it. And we have people that sometimes even burn midnight oil trying to beat the deadlines and that kind of thing. Examinations for students. When somebody is not really prepared for an examination, it can be a big source of stress. And then even when you are starting a new job, when you are starting a new job, you cannot do it like you have done always. You need to take time, and when you are taking time, there is somebody that we would want you to produce, and you are not producing. Another thing that can even stress you is money. You don't have money enough to do what you are supposed to do. And then when you don't have that money, it can even push you to improper planning. You can even go to borrowing. And when it gets to borrowing, people really get stressed because of borrowing, and then you don't have the capacity to pay. And we have had issues. Even people who have borrowed from institutions, they borrow a lot of money, and when it comes to paying, they are not able to pay in a good time. That can be a source of stress. And then, when you get stress, we have got these signs. What are the signs that somebody is getting stressed? We categorize the signs that somebody is stressed into a few categories. Then it can come in terms of feelings, it can come in terms of thoughts, it can come in terms of behaviors, it can come in terms of physiology. When it comes in terms of feelings, there are times that we feel anxious, somebody feels moody, somebody feels scared, somebody feels irritable, and that kind of thing. Somebody is feeling that is not well. And when we feel like that, it is a sign that is not well. Now, in terms of thoughts, people can even have what we call low self-esteem. Low self-esteem is when you feel that you are not capable of doing things. You rate yourself so lowly, such that you feel that what you are supposed to do, you are not capable of doing. That is what we call low self-esteem. Fear of failure. People feel fear that they are going to fail. And at this juncture, I would want to say that when you fear failing, that is when you have started failing. In fact, failure is part of life. And when you know what to do with the failure, failure can become part of success, because you learn from failing and then you can start somewhere. Now, some people are not able to concentrate on what they are doing. If you cannot concentrate on what you are doing, then it means that you could be having stress, because what we do on day-to-day basis requires concentration. Now, you can worry about the future, and this one is a serious one. You are worrying about your future, and when you worry about your future, you fail to do what you are supposed to do today because of that future. Then when it comes to behavior, there are some behaviors that people have that could show that they are having stress. When it comes to speech, somebody who was very fluent in speaking, you start stammering, you start stuttering, or it's like you have difficulty in making a speech. That one is a sign that you could be having stress. Another one is crying. Somebody is crying, especially ladies. They cry for no good reason. When somebody is crying for no good reason, that one is a sign that somebody could be having stress. Laughing carelessly. You know, there's some people who start laughing carelessly. It's another sign of stress. Grinding one's teeth, increasing in smoking and substance taking. There are some people who would even start taking those substances at the wrong age and that kind of thing. Losing appetite or even increasing the appetite could also be another sign of stress. Then lack of interest in activities that you usually do on day-to-day basis could be another sign that you're having stress. And then another serious one is lack of joy. You are not happy. Whatever people are doing, you could be having so people making jokes, but you cannot enjoy the jokes that they are making because you are having stress. And finally, when we think about physiology is, activities of the body are affected. And when we talk about physiology, people with stress, sometimes you have shallow breathing, you're not breathing normally. That one is a sign that you could be having stress. Panic attacks. Some people have panic attacks. You could be sitting with somebody and then somebody, looks frightened or is getting frightened when there is nothing that seems to frighten the rest of the people. That could be a sign of stress. Blood sight. Blood sight, you are not seeing things properly. That is stress again. Somebody could even be having sexual problems. You don't have interest in sex, and you are unable to enjoy the sex even when you do it. Headaches, aches that cannot be explained, chest pains, and high blood pressure. People have high blood pressure, and this one has become something very common. You would hear people talking about high blood pressure, and people go to hospital. And this is something that we can even prevent. And the high blood pressure is not anything that we can be happy about, because when you talk about high blood pressure, it is something that can cause death. We call it a silent killer, because in most cases, even when you are having it, you are not aware that you are having high blood pressure. And when you go to hospital these days, one of the things that the doctors do before they treat you is to check on your blood pressure. And sometimes it is so high and you are not aware that you are having high blood pressure. Indigestion, you are eating, your system is refusing to digest the food, because our bodies are one complex system where one area of the body depends on another one, and so stress can even affect the production of enzymes in the body, such that you eat the food, the food is heavy on the stomach because digestion is not taking place. Feeling sick, dizzy, or even sometimes fainting can be one way to show that you have stress. Now, how do we manage stress? It is good and it is in order for people to manage stress. Before we say how we manage stress, actually what is happening to us is not what is causing stress. I would like us to note that. Stress is caused by our reaction. How do we react? How do we react to the events that are happening in our lives? The way we react is the one that determines whether we have stress or not. And the number one in management of stress is to know the triggers. You know, when you identify the triggers that cause stress in you, you can be able to manage stress. What do I mean by saying when you identify the triggers? Triggers are those things that really bring the onset of the trigger. If you know them, and when you get to a situation when you identify them, you can get preparedness. You know that now this causes stress and there is something that I can do about it. The other thing that we can do so that we are going to deal with the stress is organizing our time. There are some people who don't organize their time. They do things that come fast in their lives. And when you have that, you are going to get into trouble, because you may start with the things that are not very important, and when you come to the important things, you have no time for them. And if you don't do the important things in your life, that is another cause of trouble. We must have a program. Have a daily program on the things that you do, so that you are going to do fast things fast. Then do one thing at a time. It is not in order that you do things, so many things at once. Actually, when you do too many things at once, there are some things that are going to fail and you are going to end up having stress. The other thing is accept the things that you cannot change. Accept the things that you cannot change. There is a person I met, and this person was in a lot of stress because he had a leg that was crippled. And you know, when you sit with him, he picks quarrel with people when he thinks that they are looking at that leg. They have not accepted that that leg is there. There is nothing you can do about it. Accept it. You accept that you are like that, and then life is going to continue. Then when you have stress, it is good to make some lifestyle changes. And when I talk about lifestyle changes, when you talk about lifestyle changes, I mean even the things that you do on daily basis, people that are around you all the time, you have to know how they behave. Then when they behave like that, how do you react to what they do? And you know people are there. You cannot tell people that what they are going to do to you. And when they do whatever they do to you, it should not cause stress to you. Then you must use relaxation techniques. You know, when we are going through stress, our muscles are tense, our systems are tense. You must know how to relax. And then, in line with this, it is good to develop hobbies, something that you do for leisure. What did you do with your free time? And in this connection, there are some people who use their leisure time by going to bars, drinking, going to places where you are not really happy. Or if you are happy, you are just momentarily happy. And when you come out of it, the stress levels are higher than when you started. Make friends with the people. And when you make friends with the people, actually it reduces stress, because the moment you are not friends with the people, definitely you are going to pick issues with the people, even very tiny issues. Be friendly with the people, because when you are friendly with them, they are going to be friendly to you, and then it is going to reduce stress. Then another one, very, very good one, reward yourself. Reward yourself. There are some people who, earn money, they work very hard, they do things, they are investing, they have no time to reward themselves. I believe you have seen people that you don't even get dressed properly because they think that the money is going to get finished. People that will not even eat a balanced diet because they think that it is very expensive. Reward yourself. Once in a while, although this one, when I say rewarding yourself, there are some people who reward themselves by drinking. They say they want to thank themselves. That is not that is not in order. But it is good to thank yourself. Even when you cannot do great things to yourselves, patting yourself on the shoulder, telling yourself, well done. If other people are not ready to tell you, it is a one way of, rewarding yourself. Forgive yourself. There are these times that we have offended ourselves. There are these times that we get into trouble and we know that we are to blame for it. And there are some people who have really kept up, they keep records of what they have done to themselves, and they don't really forgive themselves. And when you don't forgive yourselves, sometimes it can even put you into trouble, such that you don't like yourself. And when you don't like yourself, you keep doing bad things to yourself, you think of harming yourself, and some people have even committed suicide because they don't like themselves. And this is because they did not forgive themselves. Then balance work with play. When we were in school, we were being told that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. And when Jack is a dull boy, definitely that is stress. When somebody is dull, that is stress. Things that are done for leisure. Learn to listen to good music. Watch good videos. And when I say good videos, it is good to watch something that is, putting yourself high and that kind of thing. Because there are these videos that we watch, especially young people, people that are fighting, people that are doing all those things. They also can become a source of stress. Then it happens that we have people that we don't like in life. We have to learn to work out our hatreds. There are some people you don't like, but there isn't much thing that you can do about it. And hatred brings anger. And when you get angry, in most cases, people would want you to fight. And when you fight, you get into serious trouble. And there are some people who have started fights thinking that they are going to win, and then they are beaten badly. And a fight can be a source of all your troubles in life. If you don't fight, then you keep being angry. When you see people, you get angry with them and that kind of thing. Learn to work out your hatreds. And when you do that, good things are going to happen in your life. And even those people that you don't rhyme properly with, learn to get reconciled to people. And reconciliation means mending fences. When I say mending fences, is that, and this one has even broken so many families, that you are not in good tune with your wife, with your husband, And because you cannot make defenses, you say enough is enough. So learn to forgive yourself, learn to forgive others, learn even to forget the dirty past, and then that kind of thing. Another thing, and this one could be the last one, learn to trust in God. You know, even when people want to deny, about God, God is there. Look at people who don't live godly lives. Even when they have a lot of money, they are in a lot of trouble. In fact, most people that are dying of stress are very rich people, but minus God. But when you trust in God, God is going to carry your burdens. And this reminds me that Jesus said in Matthew chapter 11, verse 28, "Come to me, all ye that labor and are carrying heavy burdens, and I'm going to give you rest." Actually, fighting with stress is about finding rest. And when you get that rest, my friend, I want to tell you that you are going to go far. And I think we are going to stop there for today. Think about the things that we are going to, that we have said, and you are going to be in good terms with yourselves. When you come into good terms with yourself, in good terms with other people, and in good terms with God, that is when you are going to say really that you have dealt with stress. If you don't do that, stress is there, and stress is real, and stress can kill, and stress has killed. Bye-bye.